Hello and welcome to the Talk Football Podcast. It is me, your host, Hodgie. I'm wearing a Derby top. And joining me tonight on this episode 13, and I'll say it right this time, we have Derby County fan Adam James. Welcome to the pod. It's been a while.
Hello, Mr. Hodgie. Yes, it has.
It has indeed.
A while.
A while. I think actually the last time you probably were on was...
Wayne Rooney was manager.
Yeah. So would that have been midway through season 2?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was when it all that drama with administration, etc.
Administration, the club, Rooney going, etc.
Yeah.
Right. So the idea behind what we're doing tonight, for anyone that does join in on the YouTube, etc., is we're going to be just going over a bit of Derby news, like transfers, etc., stuff like that, potential ins and outs, how things are going in the league and all that, which ain't too bad at the moment. And then we're going to do a bit of a pre-match, and just once we get the team news come through, as we're live, team news should be coming in about 90 minutes. Like I say, we are live, so if anyone wants to ask questions, etc., particularly obviously of Adam, because he obviously with his immense knowledge of Derby, then feel free to do so, and we will actually respond to people as they chat. So our good friend Lamb has just said hello in the chat and called us handsome devils. So we'll take that. Yeah, right.
Yes, hello, Lamb.
So that's what we're going to be doing, and then obviously we've got 18 minutes until team news breaks, and then we'll bring that to you straight away, and then. Yeah,
should be 7 o'clock. I have looked on Derby's Fair, and it's 7 o'clock team news.
Normally so in and around 7 or just after 7, we're having team news for tonight. So, so I suppose what we'll do, we'll start off with how your season's going so far, because you're up in 4th now. Obviously early doors, that it weren't all plain sailing with a new manager.
No, we started off struggling. We really struggled, and everyone was like, worn out, get him out.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't performing. And I don't want to be funny, it's not the managers.
No.
It was we didn't have the players, we didn't have a full squad, we had a lot of injuries. And now we've finally got some of our players back.
Well, I'll tell you what,
one of them is on loan.
I'm gonna take some credit for your form, because when I came up is when when you played Northampton.
Smashed them.
I have to say, I do feel sorry for Adam, because the seats that we picked were actually well. If you can see, if anyone that watches this back, obviously you've got Pride Park there in the background.
It was not this side.
It was the opposite side, the higher side.
It was there.
Was we that side?
Yeah, it was there near because that's the commentary.
Right at the top of the A, in the very.
Yeah, we were literally there
in the very last. Last row. I loved it because you could see the whole pitch. So, like, tactically, from a tactical point of view, it was brilliant because you could see all
it was amazing
of play. And obviously,
I had a nosebleed up there.
Yeah, and obviously,
a bit like heights.
They smashed them as well. So I was a bit of a good luck charm that night.
Yeah,
that was Halloween.
I'm just hoping we do well tonight and get some decent results. Now, Warren's got manager of the month again.
Yeah, well, sometimes that could be a bit of a curse.
Yeah, well, last time he got it, went on a losing streak, and we lost to Peterborough.
Yeah. But other than that,
after New Year,
to be at this stage of the season, kind of like the halfway point of the season, and to be in the playoff positions, then I think that represents a good first half to the season. That's for sure.
Well, like I said, I'd be quite happy with just playoffs anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think just trying to catch Portsmouth at the time was probably not really a good prediction.
Yeah.
But now, looking at it now, we probably can. But
this is apologies. It's Adam's got a bit of a tickly throat. So have I, actually. I was at the gym yesterday, and I maybe spent a bit too long in the steam room.
Oh dear.
But so I mean, obviously we are in January. Transfer window's open.
Yeah.
And there is quite a bit of movement around in the football league, and it's not all just about the Premier League. So we're gonna have a little look at transfer business, kind of in and out of what Derby are doing. So I'll hand that over to Adam. I've got his notes in front of me, but I'll let
these aren't done deals yet, though. They're not done
Yes.
deals yet, so
Uh,
they are rumours. My
and
dad,
we'll,
my dad's ringing me now.
and we'll say hello to Joshua in the chat. Thank you for joining the show as well.
Yes, hello, Josh.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, we'll kick off with. I'll let you kick off with your potential ins and outs and rumors and etc. And
Well,
then
this
we'll
one,
look at them
this
after.
first one, I'm quite happy about. Connor Washington on the move, hopefully. 2
Okay.
million QPR, which I'm quite
Well,
happy about because he's not really played that well and he's not really
yeah,
up
that
to my standard.
brings
I don't
obviously
like him. I don't.
that brings in quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
At that level, that's money that could be potentially
Even if
invested.
it brings in loans, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Just we need some more midfielders. Can't keep relying on Max Bird all the time. We're
No.
gonna have to bring a midfield. Which one of them is rumored to be Charlie Savage, Robbie Savage's son,
Okay.
on
Yeah.
loan.
Where is he at the moment? 'Cause I know he left United, didn't he? And I can't remember who he joined.
He went to Reading, I think. Was it Reading? Or no, it might have been Forest Green. He went to Forest Green, then went to Reading, if
Yeah.
I'm correct. And he was on loan again. I can't remember where he was.
Okay.
Can't remember. But that's who we've been, because obviously Savage is good with Derby, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's well known at Derby, so that could be a good signing. Another one, Connor Coventry. You probably recognise that name.
Yeah.
Connor Coventry. Used
I
to play for
don't.
West Ham as a youngster.
No. That's a new one on me.
Yeah, West Ham's good. And then Freddie Ladapo. I've never heard of that guy,
No.
but
No.
this is one we're interested in. And also a guy from Charlton, which we've had a bid turned down of 250k. Tyler Blackett or
Now
Blackett
that I
Tyler
know,
Taylor even. Yeah,
Tyler Blackett that's a
Corey.
name
Yeah,
I know. So that is someone I'm familiar with.
yeah. So we've had that turned down. So whether they'll put another bid in, I don't know. And the one that's quite worrying me, John Jules from Arsenal.
Mm,
He's on loan at Derby, and his deal is due to go soon, and he's due to
okay.
go back to Arsenal. But we are looking at reloaning him for the rest of the season. But we've heard nothing yet, which I don't understand why.
Mm.
Yeah, with Menez Lang, we've sealed his
Extend
contract,
his contract, yeah.
extended his, yeah. I just don't understand why they've done them as priority and then not even get the striker that they've got on loan. We've only got literally Waghorn,
And yeah,
Collins,
unless
and
he's got
Washington, but Washington's going to go.
unless he's got someone else already in mind, and they're just working on that in the background.
Yeah, or there is another one. This is the one I was trying to get to. Smith from Sheffield Wednesday. Michael
Yeah,
Smith.
yeah. So I'm not overly familiar with him.
Well, I know him very well
I mean,
because
I know Sheffield
yeah,
Wednesday are struggling at the moment, so
yeah.
maybe I don't know. Maybe they could do with getting wages or whatever off the wage bill to enable them to maybe bring a player in. So maybe it could be a deal that works both ways.
Apparently he's on 14 grand a week, so that could be a lot off the bill.
In the Championship. Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's
amazing these days
it'll be a
how much
loan.
money.
Yeah, he was after him last transfer window.
Mm.
It was after him at the beginning of the season, the transfer window. Didn't get him, but it's putting me off really because of what he did to us. Well, before we got relegated, we played
Yeah.
Sheffield Wednesday, the final game of the season, and we got relegated because he dived and got them the penalty to give him the win. So I'm not really.
So
he's a very good player.
There's still a bit
he's a
of
very
bitterness.
good player, but
it's still a bit raw.
Yeah, so it's still hurts the heart just a little bit. But yeah, so whether we'll get that, I don't know. We'll soon see. Max Bird is meant to be signing a new contract. I don't know whether he will. So there's quite a lot going on at the minute. And I just hope we do get Charlie Savage because he's a very, very good midfielder.
Yeah.
Very good, very technical on the ball. He's quite strong for it. He's only a little lad as well. He's quite strong. I've been watching of him.
I saw him. I saw like a couple of like bits and pieces that he played for United, like reserves wise or whatever, and that. But he looks a bit of a player.
Yeah, he's got what you need. That's what you need as a midfielder.
Well, I mean,
creativity.
His old man was a good player. I mean, I know
he's very like his old man though. He's very aggressive as well in the tackles. Yeah. So he goes flying in. It's what we need, especially in League One. You're going to need that. Because it's not, like I say, League One, people think, oh, it's rubbish division. It isn't.
No,
it's a very tough division to be in.
I like watching the football from League One, League Two. I've been following obviously Wrexham because of the documentary, etc. But then obviously local teams to me for areas I live in. So you've got AFC Wimbledon and Sutton, obviously both in League Two. Sutton obviously have had a struggle. AFC
Yeah,
Wimbledon got beat by Wrexham the other night. So
yeah, I saw that.
I think people do, you know, need to that know that there's life. This is why I love having, people like yourself come on and we're talking about clubs that are not in the Premier League, because there is life outside the Premier League.
Yeah, all I can say, if anyone that is watching and anyone had is lower league club, anything, any club in the UK, please come on.
Yeah,
Please come on.
we
If I'm not here
welcome.
or Hodge is here, have a chat with Hodge.
Yeah, we welcome
Yeah,
people to come on from particularly teams outside the Premier League, and indeed outside the UK. I mean, I'd love to be able to talk to fans from. I'd love to get someone like from the Bundesliga
yeah.
clubs, like a Dortmund fan, give us their experiences, tell us what it's like to stand in that yellow wall at the Signal Iduna. You know what the atmosphere is like with games at the Allianz and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, it's like me, as you know, I'm a Derby fan, born and bred. But I used to go and watch Stoke because I lived up there,
Mm.
and like a completely different atmosphere to Derby,
Yeah, well,
completely
I missed
different
out on that one.
altogether.
I never actually got to come up at the time that you were living there. I never got up there to, because it would have been a good
Well,
one to go and watch
maybe
Stoke.
could be maybe could be another day out for us
Yeah,
next time you come up.
yeah,
Go,
definitely.
but I've
Yes,
still got a membership there, so still
yeah.
got an ID.
And I wouldn't imagine they'll get sellouts. So
Well, no, no, not the way they're struggling at the
no.
minute. Them
And
and
to be
all.
honest, Bet365. I don't know if that's what they still call it, but
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it always a good atmosphere. Stoke fans
yeah,
always make a good noise, and there's always that saying when players come from outside of the Premier League, particularly from from Europe and from other foreign countries, it's that saying:
yeah.
can they do it on a cold Tuesday night in Stoke?
Well, Messi has apparently. I don't know why or where because I never watched him.
No, I don't ever remember.
Apparently, he says he loves it in Stoke. I was like, okay, have you
I don't
been?
know. I don't ever remember that.
Must have spoke to Crouchy. Must have done.
Yeah, so I've got a website up here, which is I'm just reading through it now. Um, yeah,
I'm just
a
waiting
lot
on
of
team news.
a lot of the thing about the one you were mentioning, the one you're trying to sign, it does all come down to Smith's wages, um, and that's the problem. Like you say, he's on a considerable wage,
Yeah,
so that looks the predominant. If it's a loan deal, there could be potential where Derby pay a bulk of the wage or whatever, and then the rest of it's topped up by Wednesday. Whether or not they'll,
probably yeah, like a 50-50 kind of thing.
yeah, I mean, we see that with, I mean, obviously it helps them by getting some of the wage off the building, even if they're paying like a small amount of it. We've seen deals like that before. I'm not sure if those are still allowed, but I presume they are, as long as
I don't know.
as long as the
There's
player's
one
wage
there.
is covered.
Yeah, I don't know if he's out of contract or anything in the season. I'm not sure. So whether they'll loan him and then buy him at the end or free transfer, I don't know.
Mm.
This is what I mean. We don't know anything. We just know that
Yeah,
Paul Ward's been after him from the beginning of the season
he's
and
not
couldn't
young
get him.
either, though. I mean, he's 32, so
32, yeah.
he's not been playing. He's not had many minutes at Hillsborough. So
No,
for a player at 32, he'd want to be playing every week. So
he's
I don't know.
tall as well. He's very tall. He's very
Yeah,
good in the air.
and maybe
That's
maybe
what we need.
maybe he could do a deal. He could maybe defer some of his wages or whatever to the end of the season or something, so that way it could reduce the costs from both sides.
Yeah, we'll soon see. We'll see what happens. Apparently, it's meant to be happening by the end of the month, so we'll soon see.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've not heard anything. It's just all I've seen is Mendes Lang contracts extended.
I
That's
mean,
it.
that's
I've
it.
not heard anything else.
I would presume you're very, obviously, most Derby fans, I presume you'd be very pleased with getting that done and keeping him.
Yeah, and like I say, Connor Washington going was quite a bit of a surprise, but I am not surprised because he's good friends with Warren. That's what I can't understand. He
Yeah.
brought him hit there from Rotherham.
I mean, obviously, with Callum Lang, another
Yeah,
name
here's
mentioned,
another one. Yeah,
obviously, um, Portsmouth are in for him and all. So, I mean, I suppose it
Yeah,
depends
tough
on how we see it.
competition.
It's tough competition, but if I'm looking at it,
Is he going to play at Portsmouth? That's what he's got
well,
to think of, hasn't he? Is he going to get
that's the
first team
thing.
football?
Yeah.
But is he going to get in our team?
Well,
Because Mendes, obviously, he's a winger, isn't he? Lang, I'm
yeah.
sure he's a winger. And we've got Mendes Lang, we've
Yeah,
got
I think he can
Barkhamson.
pretty much. I think he can pretty much play anywhere across the front line from what I read. So I think he could be a very welcomed addition.
Well, like I say, I went to watch Wigan and I didn't see him play. So I
No,
don't think he does play for Wigan. I don't
no, I
think he
don't.
actually
I mean, he's been yeah
he's
again. I mean,
not
that's
been
not
picked.
from Warren's point of view. I suppose it's not a bad tactic really. Is to look at players that are not getting much game time that because obviously on a transfer aspect they would be an easier go.
Yeah.
If they're
Well,
not
even if
there,
it's a loan, for the 6 months, you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
giving him playtime. He's going to be hungry because he wants to play football.
yeah,
Because most players now, what do they do when they want to go play football? They put their heart into every single minute.
yeah, yeah.
Well, just look
That
at
would
those
be
players in the Premier League that can't get in their first teams and they're dying out for football. It's
well,
like say, I know prime example, Sancho's gone back to Dortmund because he wants playtime and because he's fell out with whoever he's fell out with. But you know what I mean?
I mean that was the
Yeah,
wrong move for him anyway. He should never have went
he should
United.
never have moved there. No.
Yeah, we were chatting about it the other day, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we were saying that it was just. I think this is the problem. Like, and I suppose it kind of works at all levels. Really, is that where you get players that will at a young age. I think they think a little bit too much at a young age about the money. And
Yeah.
obviously, I can understand the temptation. You've probably got an agent that's obviously pushing you as well to say, "Oh, listen, you go to United, I can get you 250 grand a week, or stay at Dortmund, sign a new contract," which he probably could have done. And at that point, he was a starter in the England team as well, and 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 that's the other thing. I mean, if you look at that, even at like somewhere like with Derby, where you have players that will be coming through the academy,
Yeah. Look
and
at
they'll be
Cashin.
like, yeah, 18, 19 years of age, coming through the academy, good performances at that level, League One, you're going to get noticed. You're going to be looked at by teams towards the top of the Championship, maybe teams at the lower end of the Premier League. But sometimes I think for your own development, don't jump too early. I mean, we see it with other players in the past. Do you remember when Wilf Zaha,
Yeah, he went United, didn't
he
he?
went United and it didn't work out. It was too big for him at the time. And he was like the main man at Palace. He was the superstar player, and you know, and then he took the moves. And I think that was Alex Ferguson's last signing as a manager,
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
almost like a present for
Yeah.
David Moyes. And
You're
they couldn't get
welcome.
anything out of him. Couldn't get anything out of him.
No. And now he's gone to Turkey Teeth.
Yeah, he's going to get some turkey teeth. And he's done it, to be fair, actually. I mean, fair play to him. I mean, he's done it right out there, and
Well,
he gets to play Champions League football. So,
well, you can't grumble, can you? Like you was just saying, just about young players
yeah.
going to top big clubs. Cashin, Brighton were after him at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, what's this with Barthausen as well? Is he on the move? Is he going?
I don't know because he's only been coming on off the bench. I don't know. I've not heard nothing on him.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've got. If anyone does want to follow Derby and does want to follow transfer news now, cracking site to go on. Gives you all the rumours as well and everything that people are talking about. And this is where I did the research on. And obviously I knew anyway because I've been reading the local paper as well. It's all over that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, so it's
we should have with
team
any
news should be here shortly. Yeah,
very
I am
shortly.
just waiting.
We're like a
I'm
minute
just
away.
I'm waiting for it to pop.
Yeah, I've got the live match center up on.
Well, I've got I'm on Flash Score now, so I'm waiting for that. I will get it up on Facebook.
Yeah, it was
Podcast to
interesting actually.
face.
I've started reading the Mendes Lang Burton Albion preview. He was talking as well.
Yeah,
And I watched a little bit of it and all that, and it just get him giving his thoughts. I do like him, and then obviously the game I come up and watch with Northampton, he's a player that can make a difference, and if he's a number nine's dream because he
yeah.
gets down that wing, and then he's always looking to get early balls in where he can,
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, look, let's
that's
just
if you've got a number 9 that's actually making the runs and getting in the box for him.
yeah,
But
and you're speaking of his potential now. He's actually had championship clubs after him.
yeah,
Huddersfield was one of them, rumored to. But that's the reason why he signed that contract. So he's proved that he wants to stay at that. He just wants to play football. Why go to a bigger club
yeah,
and not play? This is what will happen. He won't play. I am waiting for it to pop. It's not popped yet.
yeah. We've got nothing come up. We are
Oh,
waiting
here
for
we
the
are.
live.
Yes, we are. Here we
Have we
are.
got
We've
it? Is
got
that
it.
on news
Yeah.
now?
It's on Derby's
Is it on their
Facebook
main?
page. I
Okay.
can go through the lineup with you now.
Yep, let's go for it. Like we got live lineup. There we go.
And this is another shock. Josh Vickers in goal instead of Joe Wildsmith.
Okay.
He's been playing Vickers the past couple of games in goal. And you've got Kane Wilson. Then you've got Cashin, Elder, and Nelson at the back. And you've got Hurricane, Bird, John Jules. It looks like I'm waiting for the actual lineup to come, but this is the full lineup. Josh Vickers, Kane Wilson, Connor Hurricane, Cashin, Barkhausen, Bird, Collins, Mendes Lang, John Jules is starting. That's good. Elder, Nelson, and then you've got Wildsmith, Bradley, Ward, Thompson, Sibley, Fournette, and Dwayne Brown, a young lad.
Okay.
He's quite good, he is, to be fair. I'm just waiting for it to pop on thingy because it'll tell me the formation he's playing.
To me, that sounds like he's going to play a 3 in midfield.
It sounds like he's going to play Collins and Jules together. Which is a bit, unless he plays Jules behind Collins, I don't know what he's going to do. It's still not popped yet.
Well, at least we know the team anyway.
Well, that's the lineup, yeah. So
and then that way we can.
And obviously, I don't know the Brewers. I don't know the Brewers ones. I ain't got a clue what theirs is.
No, it's still not up on BBC yet, but I'd expect it to be any time.
Give it till about 5 past. They'll show the full lineup on the thing.
Yeah,
but Derby County's just put it up on Facebook, so.
Oh, that's all right then. It should be up on their actual on Derby's actual homepage as well. Let's have a little look. Look.
So that'll be quite interesting because that Kane Wilson's been doing really well at right back.
Yeah.
Cheers, Lamb. Thank you very much for dropping in.
Yes, Lamb. Thank you. Yeah, so Tom starts. Tom Barthouse. We were just saying that about Barthouse, and then he starts.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and then Elder in ahead of Forsyth, who's out through injury, obviously. Corey Smith has returned to training this week, but this evening match does come a little bit too soon for him.
He's a very good player in as well.
Yeah,
we can't afford to lose him again.
No, I like when we at the Northampton game. I liked what he did there. And like
slightly
you say,
Lewis Sibley. He's slightly Lewis Sibley's young lad, and he's been struggling recently. That's why he's benched again. It's just he comes on, he doesn't make an impact like he used to, and I can't understand why. I don't know if it's like his confidence is shot or what.
Well, I mean, if you're not playing week in, week out regularly, then even coming on 10, 15, 20 minutes as a sub, it's difficult to establish any kind of rhythm really. Well, I've got the Burton team.
Derby are favourites to win though. I'm just looking at the odds now. They are favourite to win.
I'd imagine so with a home game.
Bet 365 1-4 to win.
Okay, 1-4 on.
If anyone fancies a Burton win, which my hopes up at the minute with him getting manager of the month. I said this at the start. Yeah, it's going to put a curse on Derby. So,
right,
if you want to place your bets 12-1 on Brett 365.
Let's give the Burton team here. So we've got Crockham in goal. Then you got the captains Brayford, Seddon. Hopefully I'll get this right. Oshalaja, Sweeney, Powell, Bennett, Moon, Labala, Caprice, and Gilligan. It's nice to see Caprice has gone through the transformation and is now starting up front for. I'll get into trouble for that. You can't say that in this world.
Oh dear. Trust you.
Mind you, then Caprice would be about. How old is Caprice? The model. She's got to be in her 40s.
She's getting on now. She's getting on.
40s, 50s, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So probably unlikely.
I used to fancy it.
Yeah.
When
it's
I
probably
was
unlikely. It's probably unlikely that she'd be starting up front for Burton Albion tonight in the Sky in the Sky Back League One.
comes out in high heels.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
I
So
don't know.
we know the team news and all that. So I suppose to look at where we are and
BBC,
sort of
if you're
like
listening, get your
yeah.
lineups out early. Come on.
Yeah, no, they're a bit slow tonight, BBC. Yeah, so let's just have a bit of like realism, if you like, and whatnot, and let's have a look at what we think will be an acceptable season for Derby and some predictions. Obviously, first we'll start with a prediction for tonight's game. Where are you going?
Well, tonight
Remember,
I would,
this often, like with me with Chelsea, this often
yeah.
comes back to bite you in the arse.
I'm going based on one game manager of the month. And like I said to you, Curse, I would take a draw, and I think
Okay,
it'll be 1-1.
where
I'm
are
going to say 1-1.
let me have a
Burton are
little look.
struggling. They've just had a new manager, haven't they?
Yeah,
A
but
former
sometimes
Stoke player,
so-
Patterson.
yeah, sometimes you can get that new manager bounce though. So that would be a little worry, I would
They are
say.
struggling. They are 19th, so they are sixth from bottom.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
they drew the last game against Charlton 1-1, beat Blackpool and beat Shrewsbury. They're
I
easy
mean, the
games.
thing is that's the funny thing with, and it's the same with any of the, league, Championship, League One, that it's such a long season, 46 games, and that you
It is,
can
it's
be,
daft,
you
isn't
can
it?
be down where anyone, or even from like Burn. I mean, if you actually look at it, they're only 18 points off the playoffs.
It's quite tight down there. It's
You get
very
on
tight down there.
you get on a run of 7 or 8 games in these divisions, and you can fly. You can absolutely fly.
Well, it's like if you look from 8th place now up to 1st place, there's not much in it.
No, there's not. There's not really. And there's some big clubs there. I mean, you would expect with the way they are now, you would probably think. Well, actually, John, I don't know. I don't even know if Portsmouth and Peterborough are out of reach. Looking at that,
Portsmouth struggling recently. They've only won one
yeah.
in
I
the
mean,
last 6 games.
you're only 4 points off of them,
Yeah. Well, if we win
and
tonight,
that's with two games in hand.
if we win tonight by 2 goals, we go on 25 goal difference. So we can go second tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it as a big if we win. Because my confidence of manager of the month.
Even with tonight, no matter what happens tonight, you've still got another game in hand on Portsmouth anyway. So it's really tight, pretty much all the way down. I mean, even the likes of Blackpool,
Even
and
Bristol
Stevenage,
Rovers that way, yeah. All the way down there, you can still get. They can still get that.
I would say maybe 20 points might be a bit of a stretch too far for.
I mean, like automatic
in terms of
promotion, yeah.
in terms of automatic promotion, I think it will be between the clubs that are in and around that sort of 50-point mark now.
Yeah,
but you never know. I mean, well, the other thing to consider as well is obviously you've got the cup competitions that have started kicking in now. I mean, I know obviously Derby and Oxford both went out of the was it the EFL Trophy?
Yeah, lost to League Two sides, both of us.
Which is in a way,
again, look,
in a way that could be a bit of a blessing in disguise because
I'm glad they did because I don't think they need that pressure of the cup.
Yeah,
they need to just concentrate on this league.
Did you get in the FA Cup?
I think we got knocked out. I'm sure we got.
Did you get knocked out in the previous round?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, let's have a little look. Just double check.
Yeah, we did. We definitely got knocked out because I think it was a lower league team.
I can't remember. I can't remember the fixtures. Let me have a little look here. The FA Cup.
We definitely got knocked out. I know we did. It was a lower league team.
Yeah.
True, that's it. I should know that because I used to live that way.
Yeah.
3-1 we lost.
That was it. Yeah.
Because it went to a replay. I mean, it went to a replay.
So that's it then for cup competitions then. It's all it is all
it's just
all
mainly league now, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, again, like I say, that's not actually a bad thing. Because that way you can concentrate on the league and you don't have to, And when FA Cup weekends do come about, obviously, unless you're in a bit where games, obviously, like with the weather and whatnot, games can get postponed around this sort of time of year. We have got snow and ice predicted this week, so there is a potential for midweek games that might get called off.
Yeah, it's -2 now.
Yeah.
I've just been out. The dog just stepped out and come back in. She's like, I'm not having it. It's too cold.
Can you believe it? Right. So we're now 7:10 and BBC still haven't updated the team news and whatnot for that fixture.
Well, like I say to you,
I
normally use these. I don't know if YouTube can see that. It's called Flashscore. It's a brilliant app.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But they normally quite on it. Bang on, literally 5 minutes after it's been announced.
The sheets go in.
They normally whack it up and it actually shows you the formation on there, the actual lineup. But nowhere near. Nothing on there.
Right, so we've had your prediction for tonight's game. So
yeah,
let's
1-1.
So let's have a bit of a prediction for the season ahead. And we'll come back to this at the end of this month actually as well, and we'll see what transfers have come in. So we'll do like a pod or whatever 1 or 2 days after the transfer market shuts.
I'm not going for automatic promotion. I'm going to say we're going to go through the playoffs.
So you think you're? I mean, I'm aside. We can come back to the playoffs anyway.
I'm going to say we'll finish 3rd or 4th.
Yeah. So you're finishing the playoff positions.
Yeah, where we are now, where we're currently sat, I think that's where we'll be, because we're not consistent enough. Yes, we've won the last 3. Well, we've won 4 of 6 games. So I am not holding much hope, because we go on a run and then we go back down.
And that's
little sound effect there for you.
and then that's the trouble with the thing. I'm just scrolling back through your messages because there's one thing I wanna pick up on before we end this, and we can end this with a bit of a look back actually. Because obviously in the last couple of episodes I've done all-time 11s and you submitted yours.
I did, yes. I've still got that on my phone.
Yeah, I can't remember where it is. Did you have it? That was on
I put it in my notes. I'll tell you what it was now. Yeah.
All right. So
if anybody in the chat or anybody that's listening
watches back after
knows any of these players,
good on you.
Then good on you. Fair play.
Yeah. Right. So to finish off this Derby episode, we'll have a little rundown through your Derby all-time 11.
Right. My all-time 11 is goalkeeper, and you'll remember this lad, Mark Poom.
Boom.
Ooh. I used to think he was shouting poo.
Yeah, I mean, he actually, I remember him actually from.
He was amazing, Estonian, amazing.
Yeah, from the time of Derby being in the Premier League, which really weren't that long ago. Good goalkeeper, solid goalkeeper. Yeah,
yeah. Oh, amazing, mate.
Shocking blonde haircut, but yeah, I'll let him.
Yeah, it was the most weirdest hair. But in them days, it was
like a bit like a mop.
Even I had one, mate, the old bowl cut. So I can imagine what they were like, them Estonians.
Okay, when you're defenders.
All right, my defenders. So we'll start off with left back. That was Jakob Larsson.
Okay. Yep, solid player.
Danish, brilliant, fantastic. Yep. And if anyone remembers this guy, I'll be very shocked. Argentinian, Horacio Carbonari.
I remember him very well, actually.
And he was the best defender we have ever had.
Did he
along with the next one, Stimac.
Yeah, Igor Stimac.
Carbonari did go on to play for Middlesbrough, yeah.
Borough, yeah. I remember Stimac as well, actually.
I don't know if you can remember Chris Riggett. Can you remember him we had?
Yeah.
Years ago? He went along with him at the same time.
All right, just bear with me because my legs decided to cramp up. The most inopportune moment. There we go.
Oh, no, I thought he was doing something really right.
I've got it to release. That's because I was in the gym yesterday and the DOMS is now starting to kick in. But that's my hamstring that just cramped there, by the way.
A little joke.
What
is a gym? What is a gym?
A gym.
But yeah, then they are.
A gym is a hello, Jackie.
Hello, Jackie. Right, is the right back?
Yeah.
Mark Wright, can you remember him?
Yes.
And I really shouldn't say this guy, this next one, this left mid. I should not say it really. Chris Commons, because he was an ex-Forest player, but did play for Derby and did very well for us.
Well, he's a good player.
And he was amazing. Then went to Scotland
international as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And then went
Celtic, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah. Celtic after Derby. And then you've got a midfielder, centre mid, Lee Carsley, which is
Solid player.
England under-21 manager at the moment.
Absolute solid player. One of them players that would give you a good sort of like 6 out of 10 every week. Dependable, gets his job done in midfield without being
not even 6 out of 10, mate. He was a bully, and I mean a bully. He reminded me a bit like Varane. He played a bit like what Varane used to.
Well, I don't know. Lee
well,
Carsley,
not up to that, yeah, not up to that standard. You know what I mean? But similar type of player. That's what I was trying to say.
Do you know what he reminds me of? And not just because they're both bald and they look similar, but do you remember when Thomas Gravesen was at Everton?
Yeah,
which is quite a bizarre one because Thomas Gravesen,
bit like him, then really, one of them.
Yeah, a bit like him, I would say, and then
a wish version of Varane.
Yeah, a wish version of Varane and Gravesen.
Right, and then next one,
Lee Carsley was a good player.
Next one for the Milan fans, Stefano Aranio.
Another good player. Yeah.
One of my favourite midfielders for Derby. He was, and I watched him play.
Yeah,
and he was amazing. Baseball ground.
Do you know what? We were talking about this earlier, actually, and I remember going to the baseball ground. I must have been around about maybe 10 or 11 years old. I remember it was a cup game. It must have been a cup game. It could have been a league game away, but I'm pretty sure it was a cup game.
Mine's been the Intertoto Cup because we were in that quite a while.
No, this was Chelsea versus Derby.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah.
So it was the old Prem. That was some of these players were in the Prem team at the time.
I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Derby were in the Prem, I'm not sure. I think you were at Pride Park already.
Yeah. It was the likes of like Branko Strooper and all them.
Yeah. But so I'm pretty sure.
I think after that we just went.
But I definitely went to the baseball Prem.
And then we've got right midfielder Georgi Kingladze. What a player!
What a player! Obviously went on to play for City as well.
And I still can't believe we got him. And there was another one. There's another contender there, Juninho.
Okay.
Because it was a younger lad. It was just called Junior.
Yeah.
It was a Brazilian, they called him Jorginho, but he wasn't like the Jorginho we're thinking of.
Yeah, the Middlesbrough.
Yeah. He was actually called Junior, and he was a very good player. We only had him for a couple of seasons, and he went off somewhere. I don't know where he went. He was a long lost. I think he got lost in transit, I think, somewhere. And then 2 strikers you're going to remember very, very fondly. Paolo Wanchop.
Yes, what a player! Oh, I remember the goal against United on debut.
Yeah, so just ran for them all.
It was about the halfway line, and
yeah,
I mean, you beat like 3 or 4 players, and then just who was the goalkeeper at that time for United?
Was it Barthez?
I'm not sure. I can't remember whether it was. There's obviously 3 that spring to mind would be Barthez, Van der Sar, and then
I was trying to get it up on YouTube.
And then Schmeichel. Yeah, we have to get it. See if you can get it up, get the clip. But yeah, good player, and just all legs, just absolute legs.
Yeah, 1997 it was.
So 97, United did the treble in 99, so it would have been Schmeichel.
It was actually over the halfway line. It was from his own half.
Yeah.
I'm watching it now. Who was it?
It must have been Schmeichel. If it was 97, it would be Schmeichel.
Yeah, Schmeichel.
Yeah,
I'm watching the clip now. Yes, it was Schmeichel. Yeah, just killed it straight past him for that shot.
Yeah.
He went past every single player.
For that shot, obviously, only people familiar with, as it is now, EAFC and and FIFA football on the computers will understand what that analogy means.
But yes, and to end it, Fabrizio Ravanelli.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you had him after Borough, I believe.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. So it would have been knocking on a little bit then, but still, I mean, obviously, he played for Juve as well. So, I've got obviously good feelings towards the White Feather, as he was known.
I remember where he went after. I'm just looking.
I'm not sure if he went back to Italy. I've got a feeling.
No, he went to Dundee FC.
Really?
Yeah, in 2003, he left Derby as a free agent to go to Dundee FC, then went to Perugia.
Oh, that's a bit random,
the year after, I know.
Dundee.
Yeah, because we signed him from Lazio.
Oh, you go. So, where was he before that? Yeah. When did he go from Borough to Lazio?
In '97, he was at Marseille and went to Borough.
Yeah.
and then went from Borough
Marseille.
to
I thought we
Yeah,
joined.
yeah.
I thought he joined Borough from Juve.
No, that was it. That was after. There's another one before. So before, when
Okay.
it first started at Borough, it was Regina or something like that. After Juve,
Regina. Yeah.
yeah, and then he went to Borough,
Okay.
then went to Juve, then went to Marseille,
Okay.
then to Borough again,
Borough again.
and then Lazio, then back to Marseille. Oh, bugger's been everywhere.
He's been everywhere. To
Then
be
to
fair,
Derby.
it's not bad
But
places where he's been.
he was at Derby for a few seasons.
Yeah, it's about
Couple
three,
of
4
two
years,
or
wasn't
three,
it?
yeah, 2 or 3 years it was. So,
Yeah. Great player, good left foot.
and then we obviously went back to Perugia, which in 1989, he started, apologies for the cough because I've been
Yeah.
horrendous this week. 1989, that makes me feel really old because I was born in 86.
You
So
feel
it's,
old.
that's
Let me
like,
just bring
I
up.
was
Let
only
me
four.
just
I
bring
was
up.
only four. I've got a flash score now.
Let
It's
me
all
just
these.
bring up Derby's greatest strikers because I think there's one or two names that we should give honourable mentions to here. And I'm not talking about going all the way back, you know, to the Cloughy days and the Steve Bloomer days and all that. I'm talking like maybe a little bit before your time. So I'm going to throw Dean Sturridge in the mix.
Oh, yeah. And another one, Marco Gabbiadini. Paul Pesky-Solido.
Paul Pesky-Solido, who was actually
Yeah.
obviously married to Karen Brady.
Yeah. Well,
I
was
don't know if they.
Birmingham.
I
I don't
don't
know
know
if
if.
she still
Yeah, I
is.
don't know if. I don't know if they still are. Um,
We had another one, Stevie Howard.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Martin Waghorn in recent times. Obviously, probably not.
Back at
Wouldn't have.
Derby again.
Yeah, wouldn't have done enough. To cement a place in your team as such.
No. And here's another
Um,
one that I was considering this bloke, Malcolm Christie.
yeah, just looking at
Ex-Middlesbrough
that.
player as well.
Yeah, because he ended up. I actually he left you for quite a bit of money and all, didn't he?
Yeah. I can't
Yeah,
remember how much it was. Here's one. Can you remember this one? Kenny Miller.
yeah.
That's going back. Wow. That must be going back. And here's another one that I really should have mentioned. Chris Martin did very well for Derby.
Well, I'm gonna throw another name into the mix here because at the time when he left you, he went for big money, and I'm surprised that I know he weren't with you for very long. You bought him from Crewe, and you ended up selling him for 7.5 million, I think it was, to Leeds at the time, and that was Seth Johnson.
Yeah.
So
And do you know what? The shorts that I wear that are over there are
yeah,
Seth Johnson's old shorts.
yeah. I'm surprised he didn't
Because
make. I'm surprised he didn't make your midfield.
he was friends with my brother, but he stopped at my mum and dad's house, left his posh car out the front, which at the time was very expensive because he obviously was on good money. And yeah, never saw him again. After that, still got his shorts. Seth,
70th,
if you are
yeah.
listening, I've got your shorts still.
It's just
They wear
Adam
me
still got
dad's.
your shorts. Don't ask him what he does with them at the weekends. But
Oh dear.
when he sat there going FKW.
And there's another one here. I forgot we had this guy, Laurent Robert.
Okay, I don't ever remember him playing for Derby. Hmm.
Laurent Robert, and we've got I don't know if you can remember this guy, Southampton ex Polish, Gregor Raziak.
Yeah, Rasiak. Okay, yeah,
And he
good
was
player.
amazing. He was probably, I'd say, the most prolific headed goal scorer I've ever met.
He was a
The
big
amount of
lad. I know
header,
that.
yeah,
I mean, I think
he
he was about
was.
6'5", 6'7".
Yeah. I'm just looking
A
now.
bit like a Polish Peter Crouch.
Yeah, he was. He was massive. He's now 45.
No, that's my age. That is old.
Oh, height is 1.92 meters. So what
Yeah.
that's
Well, I'm
like.
one. I'm 176. So
So it's yeah.
yeah. So he's
And
got.
you're
He's
what, 6'2",
um.
6'3"?
And yeah, I wish. I'm 5'10". You're
Oh, so
5'10",
yes.
5'10",
I thought he was
5'11".
taller than that.
So yeah, but no, that still puts him up around about the 6'4", 6'5" mark.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, there we
We had
go.
another guy as well. Emmanuel Villa. See, there was a lot of players I could think, but they're the ones I've
Yeah,
just gone through are the
they're the
ones that I
ones
remember,
you've
and the ones
experienced.
that I've experienced myself by
Yeah.
going to the baseball ground as a season ticket holder, and they are the ones I watched.
Would you know what? It's
And I
quite
wasn't very
funny
old, and I loved it.
because me and Paul, obviously, we did Paul's one a couple of weeks back. And then when we finished and we were just chatting, and we did exactly what we're doing now. We were like, I started banging a few names at him. He's like, oh, yeah. And then we started talking about other players that maybe might have made, because, you know, he had like a list of reserves and all that as well. And there was obviously players that he discounted because they weren't at the club for very long, etc. But
Yeah,
yeah,
lineup set 4-4-1-1. He's playing,
4-4-1, very conservative.
and Burton are playing three at the back.
Yeah.
3-4-2-1.
Well, I mean,
But yeah,
if they're
that's
doing
flash score.
if they're
I'll give
doing
him
that, if I would expect Mendes Lang to get a bit of joy in the wings and maybe get in behind that.
Yeah,
I
well,
suppose it depends on whether or not the wingers that Burton play are going to drop in and make that a 5.
I think that's why the two behind Burton striker.
Yeah,
I think that's why they're there, because they will
and
probably
they'll drop in,
go a bit. Yeah, because the
make it
way it's
5, try and
looking,
stop the counter.
Elders at left back, Cashin, Nelson centre back, Wilson right back, and then you got Mendes, Lang, and Barkhausen on the wings.
Yeah,
Burden, Orihane, and then I said to you, didn't I? So one of them will play behind the striker.
yeah.
Collins is playing behind John Jules.
So kind of sitting there as
So
like a floating 10.
or yeah, they'll probably free roam between each other. They'll probably
Yeah,
just mix in.
and then obviously, you know, Tom can cut in off of that wings.
Yeah, and Mendes.
You know,
Yeah,
Mendes, you probably expected more to hug the touchline and spread the
yeah.
pitch, try and draw Burton out a little bit, and then.
Well, they've got some quite old defenders, Burton. I've got like John Brayford, former Derby player again.
Yeah,
we've got a lot of Derby players.
so it does look like Warren set up to play on the counter. I would expect. I mean, you'd expect that Burton will, in the position they're in, they're going
Burton
to have to
playing
go for
some
it
young
anyway.
defenders, 26-year-old and a 23-year-old, and then Brayford's the oldest at 36.
Yeah, so a mixture of experience and more
So
youthful
we'll
players.
see.
So we'll see.
We'll soon see.
We'll soon see. So there we go.
If anyone does want to watch it, it's on Sky Sports at 8 o'clock.
There we go.
Little plug there, Sky Sports. Remember those, won't you?
That is season 4, episode 13. Get it? I got it right this time. And that's been us. That's previewed tonight's game. We've had Adam's all-time Derby 11. We've looked at the transfer news, etc. So we are all up to date with Derby. We hopefully it won't be as long a gap this time before he comes back on.
I will do. I'll try and get on a bit more regularly now.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is, bless him. So we've just had a comment from Adam's son, Kieran, who's an absolute. I mean, he's only young. He's the same age as my daughter Daisy, and he's an absolute Derby nut. He loves going to the games. And you should. It was amazing when we went to the Northampton game. From minute 1 to minute end, he never stopped singing. He was having a go at the Northampton players and fans, and he was, you know, constantly trying to get the Derby fans around him singing. It was hilarious, actually, some of the chants he was
doing my head in.
Well, no, that's only because you were sat there absolutely crapping yourself because we were up in the pods.
I was having to hold on to the bars. It was too high, that was.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, so Kieran has said Mendes is the best player, and I think we will get some more defenders in this window. There we go. So that's a transfer exclusive from 13-year-old Derby fan, Kieran James. You've heard it here first. Derby are going to sign some defenders in this window. Don't need a number 9. Don't need a number 9.
Defenders. Oh, okay.
Clean sheets. So what he's saying is basically clean sheets are going to get you promoted.
Or he could be saying Cashin might be going. You don't know.
You never know. We'll find out. So, yep, that's that. There we go. Season 4, episode 13 in the bag. Now, don't forget, if you want to get in touch with the show, you're always going to find, wherever you're listening and watching this, you'll find the link tree at the bottom, and that gets you to every aspect you need to connect with a pod. For any fans, particularly those fans, like we said earlier, outside of the Premier League, we want you to come on the show, do what we've just done here. We can talk about your memories of your club, your all-time 11s, etc., and we'll look at how your clubs are doing. And that goes for anywhere else around the world and in Europe. And so that's that. So from me, your host Hodgie, thank you very much for those that have joined us in the live chat, and then to anyone that watches or listens to this back. And you can get in contact with the show the old-fashioned way via an email, which is like the modern-day pen and paper, which is talkfootballpdc@gmail.com. But the easiest way, like I said, is to connect with us through the social media. And now,
unless you're old-fashioned like us on a page and you've got one, pages.
A page.
You remember the page?
One-to-one pages.
I loved it. I loved it.
I never had one. I never had a page.
I loved it. I used to text myself.
as a little side note, because we also do something else. So for those of you that probably like and listen to football stuff like this, you probably play computer games. And then obviously me and Adam and both play and stream computer games as well. So my ID on Twitch and on gaming social media is BeardHDX or BeardHDX Gaming. If you search that up on Insta, Twitch, etc., you'll find us there, and YouTube channel. And then Adam's is I Got No Legs. And if anyone's watching on YouTube, obviously you can see the comments that Ad's made there, and you can then drop him a follow, particularly on Twitch. And we are going to be doing some live streaming on gaming after we finish the pod as well, whilst watching the Derby game on the TV as well. So for those of you interested in that, we're probably going to be doing a mixture of football and shooting. So yeah, join us for the gaming as well. And like I say, thank you to everyone else for joining in and watching and listening to this episode. So for me, your host Hodgie, it's goodbye. And from Adam.
And from me, goodbye. And thanks everyone for joining in the chat. Thank you very much for watching and listening.
Brilliant.
And Addy out.
And we shall see you on the next episode coming up. Hopefully, I need to speak with him, but there's a Chelsea fan called Dylan, and he's very keen to come on the show and give us all his thoughts and everything that's happening at the bridge. So hopefully we'll have Dylan on probably this weekend coming up, if I can swing it right, and as long as my work shifts tally up with him, we'll get that done. So yes, we shall see you on the next episode of the Talk Football Podcast. Thank you very much, everybody.